Yo, what is up, guys? It is your boy Franklin, and today I'm going to show you how to not advertise your new games because I'm pretty sure I went through the trailer and I knew there was such thing called a covert cloak, which is the new item being introduced in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. But I could have sworn, I don't know if I'm tripping or not, but I didn't see it in the actual trailer, which is funny because they do show the Cyclizard in the trailer, but not the actual item. And they do show Mirror Herb and Loaded Dice, but for some reason, Covert Cloak wasn't even there. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, by the way. And by the way, you guys, like, subscribe, turn on your notification bell so you guys don't miss out on the next mystery gift information or giveaways or other cool stuff that I'm trying to do on my channel. Obviously, it's a dead period in Pokemon right now up until the release of Scarlet and Violet. But anyways, let's get right into Covert Cloak. I feel like a lot of people are not really talking about like the actual significance of this item. And so let's go based on the good old basic yet complex language that is the Pokemon website. So according to the Covert Cloak, it says here this hooded cloak conceals the holder, protecting it from the additional effect of moves. So right off the bat, that means moves like Flamethrower doesn't get the burn effect, Thunderbolt doesn't get the paralysis effect, Ice Beam with the freeze, Dynamic Punch with the confusion. So moves that have additional effects. So obviously, from what I can interpret, moves such as Will-O-Wisp, T-Wave, and if you're an actual demon, Confuse Ray, Covert Cloak does not give you immunity against those moves because those are technically status moves. They're not additional effects of a move. It's the move itself. So as you can see here, the Cyclizard is actually, getting faked out by Hariyama, but then it still proceeds to attack. So obviously, Fake Out is very prevalent in VGC for those of you who actually do play VGC or doubles in general. Fake Out is a very prevalent and common move. Everyone has at least one Pokemon on their team that has Fake Out. And I think this item is actually going to be really good in VGC because in VGC it's 4 versus 4 and every turn matters. Every single move can set you 2 steps forward or 2 steps back. And I feel like with Covert Cloak allows you the opportunity to attack and just bypass all the shenanigans that is the flinching mechanic in VGC. And there's also, I've seen people use Rock Slide, which is somewhat of a common move in VGC. I'm not really up to date in regards to VGC in Sword and Shield, so correct me if I'm wrong there too. But moves like those, Covert Cloak can definitely mitigate against that. And I feel like in singles unofficial competitive games, because Pokemon doesn't like single players like me. This item, I feel like it will change Pokemon for its own good, and I don't think it's gonna be broken, such as heavy duty boots or even leftovers. Oh, and by the way, I am a firm believer that leftovers is kind of broken, depending on what metagame you might be talking about. I don't feel like this item is going to warp the metagame, kind of like how Heavy Duty Boots has been in Generation 8 because of hazards and the prevalence of hazards. But I do feel like this item, I think it's the best way I can describe how good this item could be and change the way we play competitive Pokemon can be a couple scenarios. So let's say you're about to beat your opponent and you're down to your last Pokemon, which is a Heatran, and your opponent is down to their last Pokemon, and it's a Togekiss. And let's say the Togekiss prior to that was locked into a Choice Scarf, and it was just air slashing to death. So let's assume that scenario. It KO'd your previous Pokemon by using Air Slash. It's locked in because of Choice Scarf or Specs, whatever, if they're a demon or not. From this scenario, you would think that a Heatran should be able to 1v1 a Togekiss. But that isn't the case because the Togekiss is Serene Grace. And you have Air Slash with a 30% chance of flinching, but because of Serene Grace, it doubles to almost 60%. I believe that's how the math works. And so you might be worried, oh my goodness, my Heatran is going to get flinched to death, depending on how crazy this game is. And your Heatran should be able to one-shot this Togekiss with a Flash Cannon or a Heavy Slam, depending on what metagame we're in. With this item prevents the shenanigans from happening. So if this is slapped on a Heatran, this Heatran can now do whatever it wants. It doesn't have to worry about flinches from the Togekiss. And I feel like this item will help benefit those who plan an end game more. And yes, I am still a believer that Pokemon is based on skills, but in certain situations like that, for example, the luck factor becomes more and more magnified as the end game starts approaching. Another scenario. Let's say, for example, you have a Dragonite, and it's already at +2 Dragon Dance, and you know that's your win con. It's about to sweep with +2 attack and +2 speed. On the other side, your opponent has a Toxapex. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. A fully Spidef Toxapex lives a +2 Earthquake from Dragonite since it's not a stab type move. So imagine this Dragonite can sweep your entire opponent's team very easily. Let's say you hit the Earthquake on Toxapex, it does like maybe 80-90%. I forgot what the calcs are. I'm not even sure if that's actually correct. But let's use a hypothetical approach. So let's say this Dragonite hits the Earthquake, Toxapex survives with like barely like 10% of its HP, and it hits you with a Scald, and it burns you. Like, are you kidding me? Like, come on. Are you serious? If your opponent is purposely trying to do that, then you can clearly tell there's a super luck factor that comes into play when it comes to end games. And I feel like eliminating that with this item will definitely help those who just want to play Pokemon simply, just people who just want to end games quickly, not having to complicate things and you have to sacrifice your sweeper, your win con, and potentially lose the game because of a simple Scald Burn or an Ice Beam Freeze. I've seen a lot of crazy stuff in my years of battling, and I've been on both sides of the coin. Yes, I wouldn't mind Scald Burning my opponent's sweeper, which can help me, prolong the game, if not win the game outright. And I've been on that side where I've been burned, I've been paralyzed, I've been frozen with moves that has no business, by the way, no business preventing me from winning. It turns the unwinnable matchups to simply unwinnable. A Pokemon should have no business in dealing this effect, like for example, a burn or a paralysis or a freeze that can transform or simply shift the momentum of the game to your opponent's favor. So I feel like this item will definitely help out with those who are more offensive oriented. Pokemon that can definitely benefit from this are like Garchomp, which is pretty big. Garchomp has always been that dude, man, especially with Scale Shot from Generation 8. Uh, Pokemon such as Kartana, which can be a sweeper with, Beast Boost. I mentioned Dragonite already. It's Pokemon that have the tendency of just setting up and sweeping and not have to worry about Scald Burns or T-Punch Paralysis or Ice Beam Freezes. Like, this is the perfect item. So, do I think this item's going to be broken? Probably not. I would say it would be a beneficial item, but I wouldn't put it on par with leftovers or even heavy duty boots. So there you have it. I'm very curious as to why Pokemon didn't even mention this stuff in their actual presentation, and I'm very curious to see how their marketing works because there's been a lot of information that they don't go over in the trailer and they just put on the website. I feel like if I saw this item immediately, I'd be talking about it when it got released, but I'm making a video now because I feel like people are not really talking about this item compared to Mirrorb, which was presented in the trailer, and Loaded Dice, which was actually presented in the trailer as well. So it's very weird to see an item like this not be talked about in the trailer, because I feel like this item probably has a much more metagame impact than these two. Although these two might have actual metagame implications as well, depending on who uses it. So anyways, let me know what you guys think. You think this item's going to be really good moving forward in Scarlet and Violet? And of course, we have to see what other Pokemon are going to be in there. But based on what we've seen so far, I think this item's going to be pretty good. I think it's going to be pretty good. Anyways, guys, it's your boy Franklin signing out. Thank you guys so much for all the support you guys have given me so far. It seems like you guys love it when I announce mystery gifts, with the serial codes and all that stuff. So I'm going to definitely stay in touch with that, so that way you guys don't miss out on the next mystery gift. Also, I always do polls of different Pokemon, related stuff, so answer those polls. I'm very curious to see your opinion on those polls. Anyway, guys, it's your boy Franklin signing out. Peace.